morning, scholars. Welcome to our first online writing class. I miss all of you very much, and I hope you're all safe and healthy and happy at home. For our writing lesson today, I thought that we would write about how our days have been going, because I know it's a lot different from how we normally spend our day at school. So, materials, you're going to need any kind of paper that you can write on. I don't have our normal writing paper at home, so I'm just using any blank paper that I can find. You'll need something to write with, whether it's a pen or a pencil or a black crayon or marker. And then you'll need something to color with. I've got my bin of markers, but you can use crayons or colored pencils or anything that you've got at home. So let's go ahead and get started with our lesson. We know that the first thing we need to do when we're coming up with our story is think of an idea. So when I think about my day, the first thing I do is I wake up and I make breakfast. Next, I feed and play with Kiki. Then I go on my computer to teach. And last, I read a book and I drink some tea. So that's 4 ideas or 4 pages that I'm gonna have for my story. Now is your turn to think about your story. When we start writing, the first thing we need to do is always put our name on top of our paper. After I have my name, I can begin sketching the first part of my story. Remember, the first thing I do in the morning is I wake up and I make breakfast. So my picture is going to show me waking up and making breakfast. So here's my character, there's me, and then I'm drawing my setting. So if I'm making breakfast, I'm obviously in the kitchen. Here's the oven, the stove, and I've got my pot of oatmeal that I'm eating for breakfast today. Here's some ingredients. When we're writing, we want to make sure to add details so that the reader is interested and we can tell exactly where we are and what's going on. And maybe I'm holding some coffee because I am tired in the morning. All right, there's my first sketch all done for the first thing that happens in my story. Now I'm ready to go back and label all the important parts. So when you look at this picture, what looks important to you? What does the reader need to know what's going on in the story? Well, we need to know our character. That's me, so I'll label it M-E. You can see what's in my hand. I'm drinking coffee, so I'll label my coffee. Let's sound out that word. Coffee. C. A, O, F, E, E. It's okay if I didn't spell it quite right just yet. When I go back and edit, I can fix that. And then up here I have a pot. Help me sound that out. Pot. P, A, O, T. So now I've got my sketch, I've got my labels, and I'm ready to write my sentence. I'm gonna draw a line to help me write. And then I'm gonna think, what does my picture show? Well, it shows that first, I make breakfast. So my sentence will read, first, I make breakfast. Let's count the words. First, I make breakfast. So I know that I need 4 words in my sentence. If we look at our sequence words chart, we can see that first is spelled F-I-R-S-T, and then I need a comma. There's my first word, first. I is a sight word we know is just a capital I. Make, and then an E at the end so that the A says its name, and breakfast. That's a long one. Let's try and sound that word out. Breakfast. B, R, E, K, F, I, S, All right, so I've written my sentence for my page. First, I make breakfast. After I have my sentence, if I have time, I can go back and I can start coloring my page. I'm not going to do that right now, but I might work on that later. All right, now it's your turn to go and write the first page of your story about your day. Remember, if you need a little bit of extra help, there are anchor charts posted under the assignments tab.